Elon Musk, Donkey from Shrek, Donald Trump, and the Terminator were all found in an old abandoned warehouse in the middle of nowhere. The warehouse was filled with old, dusty boxes and billboards, and the four were in the midst of an argument. Musk, Donkey, Trump, and the Terminator looked at each other, unsure of what to do, but they all knew that if they wanted to get out of the warehouse alive, they had no other choice. With a nod, they all agreed to the figure's demands and set off into the depths of the warehouse. The Terminator led the way, its metal frame clanking against the ground with every step. Musk, Donkey, and Trump followed close behind, their eyes darting around the warehouse as they tried to keep up. As they moved further into the depths of the warehouse, the sound of robotic voices echoed through the air. Suddenly, the Terminator stopped in motion for the trio to be quiet. Peering around a corner, they saw an army of robots all led by a mysterious figure. The figure seemed to be surveying the robots, as if he was expecting something. The Terminator stepped forward and spoke in a low, robotic voice. "I can help you escape," it said. Musk was trying to explain his plan to escape the building and get back to civilization. But Donkey and Trump were skeptical. "I can lead you out of the warehouse, but you must trust me." Musk, Donkey, and Trump all looked at each other, unsure of what to do. But with no other options, they all agreed to the Terminator's offer and followed it out of the warehouse. As they made their way out, the mysterious figure watched them go, a satisfied smirk on his face. Once outside, the Terminator led them to an old abandoned car. It explained that it had been programmed to drive them to safety, and that they should get in. The trio quickly complied, and the car took off into the night. As they drove away, Musk breathed a sigh of relief. He had managed to come up with a plan to escape the warehouse and get back to civilization. But that relief was short-lived, as suddenly the car came to a halt. Then, the Terminator offered its services to help them out of the warehouse. The robots seemed to be led by a mysterious figure who was standing in front of them. Musk, Donkey, and Trump got out of the car cautiously, not sure what to expect. The figure stepped forward and spoke, its voice booming through the still night air. Despite their fear, the trio had no choice but to comply. The mysterious figure stepped forward and motioned for them to follow. The Terminator moved forward and began leading the group out of the warehouse. The robots slowly closed in around them, blocking any chance of escape. The group agreed and the Terminator started to lead them out. But as they made their way out, they were surrounded by an army of robots, all led by a mysterious figure. The mysterious figure spoke in a deep, menacing voice. "You have trespassed on my property and now you must pay the price." Musk, Donkey, and Trump all looked at each other in fear, not knowing what to do. The Terminator stepped forward and spoke in a calm, reassuring voice, "We mean no harm. We were just trying to find our way out." The mysterious figure seemed to consider the Terminator's words before finally speaking again. "Very well. I will allow you to leave, but only if you promise never to return." Musk, Donkey, and Trump all nodded in agreement, relieved that they were finally allowed to leave. The robots slowly parted, giving the group a clear path out of the warehouse. The Terminator led the way, and the trio followed, never looking back. The group was now at the mercy of this figure's demands and had no other choice but to comply. With the situation at hand, the four had to put their differences aside and work together to get out of the warehouse. The figure spoke, his voice booming in the empty warehouse. He explained that if they wanted to leave, they would have to pay a hefty price,